God damn it. Put your tism away. Put your tism away, Emily. All right, you're here. Bricky's sister is here. All right, so now we can talk about the Indian film now that she's here. Chat. So I talked a little bit about this in a previous stream, but I'll bring it up again for those who don't know. You may remember my sister from the Hot Ones episode, Sorta Evans, that whole thing. Now I think the phrase hyperfixation, like you know when you like a band from first and then they become really popular and like, oh, I liked it when it was before it was cool. That's her with her hyperfixations. From a child, she would just absolutely murder a topic for 3 months and then move on. Now it's just common, but this has always been the way she is. Her current hyperfixation happens to be about Indian movies. I would say Bollywood movies, but she has corrected me on that one because Bollywood is only a particular part of India. And so it is all the various woods indeed, not just Bollywood films specifically. So because this is her massive hyperfixation, she has made Indian food for me and my family a while ago. And in order to partake in the Indian food, we had to partake in a PowerPoint presentation because, again, this is her thing. And so she taught us about lots of Indian film stuff. And it was surprisingly in depth. We learned about the emergency from back when. We learned about the angry young man trope. We learned about the massive amount of familial ties in the Indian film industry. One would call it nepotism, but you know, whatever it is, and that whole kind of deal, and the entire concept of the Indian film industry, and how shockingly it's not very common down here. Now, chat, a lot of you may know who this is because you don't live in either America or major English-speaking countries, but I never knew who the fuck Shah Rukh Khan was. I never heard of this individual until she told me about this like a week ago. No idea. No, I had no clue. The Mortal Kombat guy. No, that's Shao Kahn. That is Shao Kahn. Shah Rukh Khan is a person. But anyway, taught a lot about general Indian film, right? About a lot of the kind of escapism routes for it. Also the dance numbers and that kind of thing. Talked about DDLJ, or I can't pronounce it. It's fine. About how possibly 9 out of 10 Indian people have seen this film. Over 1 billion people have seen this movie. It is played every single day since its release of 1995, I believe was the date if I got it wrong. Remakes of traditional American films like Mrs. Doubtfire, Forrest Gump, Memento, and so on. And also their fixation on things like wind fans and how none of the actors are actually singing their songs. It is a background person every single time, which is why beautiful Indian women have an old grandma voice, etc. So after this presentation, I didn't stay for the DDLJ because I had to do script writing for the newest video on X Defiant, yay me. But she was getting together with her friends up in LA to watch Jawan, the highest grossing Indian film of 2023. I took a trip up yesterday to go watch this lovely presentation because this one also had a presentation, and I find the humor immense that out of everyone there, of the 7 of us that were there to watch this presentation and watch this film in her apartment complex, me and her were the only white people, which is really fucking funny. But allow me to I took some photos. We had some food catered to us. If I'm not mistaken, we have chicken tikka masala, we have samosas, the rice, the naan. We have paneer with spinach paneer, I think is what it was. So then came after this the presentation. Cultural context for Jawan by the white friend. Notice how we have the same smile. Wait. I'm sure right now this is probably like total whiplash right now of me talking about this for any of my Indian fans currently in chat. But she went pretty into it. You had the Masala films. There's RRR down there. There's Om Shanti Om up here. The different types of these. You had Lata Mangeshkar, if I pronounced that properly. The very very famous Indian playback singer who unfortunately passed away last year. It's right, the running joke, the most beautiful Indian woman you've ever seen with the singing voice of a grandma. Yeah, so this is what she mentioned earlier, the various woods. So Bollywood right here is of course the one that we all are familiar with, but if you were to say all Indian films are Bollywood films, you would be in a sense saying that every single movie in America comes from Hollywood, which is just not fair, because there's actually a massive film industry across the way. That kind of thing. No, don't say holy shit, you guys went deep. She did all this work. She did all this work, okay? This Shah Rukh Khan. Okay, so chat, I don't know who Shah Rukh Khan is. Chat, considering how much of your Mortal Kombat statements you were throwing out there, I'm assuming you don't either. Shah Rukh Khan is the third highest grossing actor in the world. I think you said it was behind like Samuel L. Jackson and like Harrison Ford or something. He is the most recognizable name, I believe, in India, like at all, and has been in works like an insane person. He is in the highest grossing Indian film, like in the last 30 years. He's in like half of them. So this is Shah Rukh Khan. This is Jawan, which if I'm not mistaken means like soldier, or just like you know, he's doing his pose too. That whole thing. Show the trailer. I don't think I should show the trailer. It's okay, if I showed the trailer, I think you would leave more confused. But like this is one of the images for Jawan, but like so is this. You know what? Maybe the trailer is not. Okay, so normally you can tell if it's copywritten if it's in the description kind of thing. Give me a moment. You know what? Fuck it. We'll play it, and then you know, if it we'll just cut it out of the VOD.
एक राजा था, एक के बाद एक जंग हारता गया, भूखा प्यासा घूम रहा था जंगल में, बहुत गुस्से में था.
मुंबई में हुए इस हाईजैक ने पूरे देश में सनसनी मचा दी है. ये बताओ तुम्हें चाहिए क्या?
I'm sorry for I don't know if laughing makes me culturally insensitive, but let me tell you, it just gets me, dude.
सब उसके फैन बने पड़े मैम.
कोई नाम है?
It's so raw.
Ready.
Oh, that song is definitely copywritten. Okay, man, we're gonna have a problem. That's definitely copywritten. No, the Ferris wheel. I forgot about the Ferris wheel. What is happening, chat? Is it the love story? Is it the Ferris wheel? Is it the hijacking?
जब मैं विलन बनता हूँ ना.
Villain. My name is Kali. I am the 4th largest weapon dealer in the world. अगर कोई मेरे इतने बड़े एम्पायर को हाथ लगाएगा तो
I forgot about the Russian mobster with the Bane mask on. I forgot about that.
लगा सकते हैं, लेकिन सिर्फ देश के लिए. देश बेचने वालों के लिए हर किस नहीं.
I'm sorry.
So Kali, no deal. बेटे को हाथ लगाने से पहले
I didn't forget about this part, but I wasn't sure they would put this in the trailer.
I will get them. और क्या चाहिए?
एक गाना सुनाइए ना.
So, okay, chat. Okay, that was fucking funny. Okay, so, I believe this is on Netflix, maybe, to possibly watch it. It keeps going? Oh, hold up, sorry. It keeps going. He whips the man with the fucking belt. Okay, so here's the thing, right? And I need to properly explain this as a concept here. This movie was 3 hours long. It was 3 hours long. This film felt like it was 7 fucking hours long. It took forever to watch. And I don't necessarily mean that in like a negative statement. I don't mean that in like a way that it's bad. I mean, the pacing is breakneck. It's so fucking fast how quick we move from plot to plot to plot to point to point to point. There is no such thing as like pacing. It's genuinely exhausting watching it. So like, how do I explain this? For example, I want to try to mostly keep spoilers away because I don't honestly want to spoil it. But not that like there really is spoiling in a film like this. Like if you told me the entire plot thread of the entire movie, I wouldn't like I don't think I would have lost anything if I watched it, even knowing everything. Because it doesn't feel like that's the point, you know. But for an example, for a small, very early spoiler thing. So I guess way back when, because Jawan is very much a action parody about like, you know, making the 1% pay for their issues, what they've done to the people, like bad hospitals, farmers, etc. Apparently, and Emily, did you say this was a real thing about the farmers that killed themselves? Was that like actually like that was like a real thing that actually happened? Or was that just context for the film? I don't remember. Awaiting response. Yeah, but it's more of an ongoing issue. Got it. So I guess a lot of farmers would take like bank loans and stuff like that in order to get the equipment for the farming equipment, and that debt was insanity and really, really bad. So often if the person died, they would be absolved of the debt. So very often, or more often than they should, fathers of farmers would kill themselves to absolve the whole family of debt and the problem. Like, yeah, it's an actual like thing. So one of the like side characters' father did that, and there's an entire plot point, not even a plot point. There's an entire like 10-minute long flashback for this one random side character that gets maybe 10 minutes of screen time in the entirety of the 3-hour film. Of like the father, you know, like hanging themselves. But the pacing is so breakneck. It's so unfathomably fast that like when you're watching it, you almost want to laugh because it's like it's so over the top. It feels like a parody, even though it's a very real thing. It's like genuinely, it's kind of hard to describe if I'm being perfectly honest. But there's a part where, because Shah Rukh Khan kind of plays like a Robin Hood figure, right? Where he blackmails someone to give a bunch of money to pay off the debt for a whole bunch of farmers, and there's a montage of like daughters and wives going to their dads and being like, look, with like a cell phone, look, we got all this money from a random person, we can pay off our debt. And all of them are cheering and super excited. And there's one guy and there's one dad who literally has like, he literally has the rope like here, and he's about to put his head in the fucking rope, and the daughter, like, he's literally about to do it, and the daughter runs up to him with the phone and is like, Dad, our debt's gone. And he's like, and takes his head out of the rope. And it's so fucking funny because like the kid isn't like, Dad, oh my God, what are you doing? Why are you going to kill yourself? She's like, Dad, look, we got our money. It's wild because that's just one of the plot points. And then there's like the romance plot point that arrives later on. And then the special effects in the film are a combination of amazing and terrible at the exact same time. Like there are moments where explosions will occur, like by like a grenade or something, and I can see the green in the edges of the flame because it's the explosion from the green screen. Like I can see it barely taken up, and I'm like, I could have done this. I could have made the same effect. And then in the exact same scene, you watch them actually total 3 cars. Like actually flip and roll multiple real cars. I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, holy shit, they actually did roll these cars. And then they explode in a PNG stock explosion effect I can get off YouTube. Oh my God, I forgot. There's what, so they have like a small part in like a military operation in the Middle East or something like that. I don't remember exactly where it was. But there's a guy on a technical, and you know, like one of those pickup trucks that has like a 50 mg on the back, and he's like blah, 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 blah. And this guy sacrifices himself by grabbing 2 grenades and and like running like the grunt from Halo, like doing the 2 grenades in the hand grunt from Halo, so like suicide attack. I don't know exactly how far away he is, but he's not that far. Like my camera here, he's maybe 2 times that distance, like maybe 3 times. He could have thrown them. He very much could have just thrown them because he was behind cover. But what's even better, what's fucking kills me, is he like goes out from behind cover with his grenades and they do like the Indian slow-mo thing and he gets shot like 3 times and falls to his knees. And then he throws them. It's wild, man. It's really, really hard to describe the film because on one hand, I can't necessarily. I feel like I'm culturally insensitive for laughing at it because, like, the pacing, if we're using, like, it depends on the metrics you're looking at, because in a sense the pacing is bad. It's just bad. But it's only bad if that's like the films you're used to, which is Western films. If your films you're used to is like Indian films, it's not bad. It's normal. And then, you know, and then they break into dance often because that's just what they do. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the actual plot. If I told you that they broke into dance, if they had an all-female prison and they broke into dance with Shah Rukh Khan as the warden, and every single one of them just broke into dance randomly, like that's the thing that happens. It's wild. I don't know if I can recommend the film. Maybe watch like an hour at a time. It's very difficult to describe. Like I would say maybe look at it just to like experience it. I gotta be honest, I have no idea. I don't understand a lot of it. You know, my favorite movies of all time are No Country for Old Men and Blade Runner 2049, which are like the exact opposite of this film. They're slow, quiet movies. They are long though, in fairness. I can't say I didn't enjoy myself. It's wild. It's very strange. I don't think I'm gonna have the same hyperfixation, but it is pretty fucking wild. I'll watch. I haven't seen RRR yet, but I guess I'll get into that eventually. Is it on Netflix? RRR should be on Netflix. What's Jawan on? Oh no, Jawan's on Netflix. It's in Hindi and Netflix and not Telugu. Okay, so the Hindi and okay, all right. Chat, watch it. Watch the movie. Check it out. Look at it. I guess. Honestly, I'm caught. I am always. I don't know where I got this from, probably my dad. I will always experience everything once. You know, I will try anything once. Do you like musicals in general, though? A lot of people don't like the breaking into song and dance stuff. I don't like musicals, no. But the breaking into song and dance stuff is actually not really like a musical is like an hour to 2 hours long of songs. This is an action film and a romance film and a drama and a spy movie with 2 to 3 songs just in it. Apparently in India, they often release the song before the movie comes out, so you can know the song when you see the film. It's a whole cultural thing that it's very, very different than us in the West. I texted you a clip of people in an Indian movie theater you can probably show on stream. Of course you texted me a fucking YouTube short, you goddamn zoomer. Holy shit. They got all the phones out and everything. Is that a normal like Indian theater experience? I don't know, dude. I'm not Indian. Okay, yeah, I'm aware of that part. I was aware of that when we were growing up. The question is, what is this? What is this? Don't give me that. Don't give me that. You did an hour-long fucking 2 hour-long presentations about your fucking hyperfixation. I know you're not Indian. I'm aware. It's said on the presentation. I'm asking whether or not this might be a cultural thing that is that you have heard of / seen. I'm gonna. All right. You know what? That's the end. That's the end of the Bollywood film tangent. Chat, go watch Jawan on Netflix. It's there. Tell me about it. You know, I'm probably gonna put this into a video form on the second channel. Comments. Let's see. I'm going in and then edit. Here are my thoughts. Happy to see it. Try it out. This is wild. It's wild stuff.